Hi guys, Zendi here. My journal entry today is about Stormsriver. So let's get me on the clock. So Stormsriver is, so just as you go past Plet, you go past Nature's Valley, which I hoped to do a hike at, but I was tired, so I didn't. I went straight to Stormsriver, and I did Stormsriver for 2 nights. I was hiking in the Tsitsikamma. It was my first time hiking by myself, first time setting up my whole camping setup, and it was amazing. So I've always wanted to go, camp out somewhere, and it was just amazing. So when you get into the Tsitsikamma, it wasn't really hard to find the campsite. And there were a few other families, and I camped right opposite where the ocean was crashing. It was absolutely amazing. It also means that at night it was hellishly windy, but I really loved it. And I think my little tent did a really good job of keeping its life together. It was really, really amazing because I also had my little gas cylinder and my little pot. So in the mornings I could make tea, I could make coffee, I could make breakfast, which was really, really nice. And I stayed inside the national park the entire time. So on my first day, all I did was set up my camp and just chill. On my first night, I arrived and it was raining. I arrived at about 3-4 p.m. and I was setting up my camping setup while it was raining. Yeah, that was not cool. But luckily I had practiced setting up my camp while I was in Plet, so that meant that the setup was not as bad. I didn't have to figure out anything right there and then. And I would say the setup took me 15 minutes. So putting the tent up and putting my stuff inside and getting ready to call it a night. And yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I went on a hike on the first day, which was really, really awesome. The hike is the first day of the Otter Trail run, which was just beautiful. So you hike up to the waterfall, and I think it's 6 kilometers in total. I think it took me 2.5 hours. It wasn't really, really technical, but it is very, very rocky. So I think it's important, again, to let someone know where you're going, how long you're expecting the hike to take. If you have signal, let everyone know when you arrive at the waterfall. Let them know that you're turning back. But generally, the hike was really, really beautiful, and the waterfall was just majestic. It was a great moment for me to pull out my coconut water. You guys know how I do with my little coconut water thing. Pull out my coconut water, have a moment, and just observe this beautiful waterfall. I did get into the water, and it was just nice and warm, but then also there were just little crabs in this tea-colored water, and I was not here for that. I like to see things. And then I got out of the water and I was just chilling on the side. It was really, really lovely. I walked back, and just more chilling, reading, water, swimming in the little shallows. And I think that's what was so beautiful. So at low tide, there's these little pools that you can swim in. And but also as the tide turns, it's actually so important that you stay safe, because in between the rocks there's always that pulling out force. So you want to just stay within a safe area. So when you see where the water's going out, just swim out and be in the protected area, just because you want to stay safe. I went climbing one of these really, really high rocks, and it was so beautiful to be able to witness the water crashing at the bottom there. But I also had my first octopus experience, where I saw the whole octopus come out and go back in and change color and wrap itself around my little finger and pull. I think it really thought I was food, but when I wasn't food, it just let go of my finger, and it didn't come out again. It was not interested. That was Stormsriver for me. It was absolutely amazing. And so on my way in, I stopped at the highest bungee place in the world. I don't know. I don't have appetite for something like that. And as I watched someone jump off, I realized that I do not have that kind of appetite, but it was beautiful to watch. And just the view of the valley is amazing because it's just this forest, and it was absolutely amazing. And it's in an area called it's a Khoisan village that you stop at in the Tsitsikamma. And I think it's actually so beautiful because then you see, you know, there's different people selling different bits of art, which is, yeah, and it's an incredible opportunity to support local people and local initiatives. Repacking everything when I was done camping, it probably took like 10 minutes. So I definitely think that I have become a pro at camping. But it was absolutely an amazing experience. As a woman camping by myself, what would I say? Always keep something that you are able to defend yourself with you in the tent. I think that's always important. So I think it's important to say that there was never a moment where I did not feel safe at the national park. Not at night, not in the morning, not at any point. The bathrooms are quite close to the campsite. So at night, if you have a torch, you can just torch your way along, and you get there, and they have a nice shower, they have nice toilets. The place was clean, and I think this is also important. I had a tap very close to my campsite because we all know that I need water. I always want to have water nearby. So it was actually pretty cool, and the water is drinkable straight out of the tap. That's also important. And there is a power source along the way, so you know, if you needed power, you could actually just power yourself up along the way. I felt like that camping experience was definitely incredible. I felt safe, I felt capable, I felt competent, and yeah, I was sufficiently geared to have a really good camping experience. Yeah, I was sufficiently geared to have a good camping experience, and I think it was amazing, you know. And there's obviously people along the way, and I think the most important thing that you have to catch when you're there, sunset. So the sun rises over the mountain towards the ocean, and it sets obviously over the ocean, and the colors are amazing. Like, you can see, it is amazing. Their sunsets they are everything. So if I think about one thing that you definitely do not want to miss if you're out Stormsriver way in the Tsitsikamma, look out for the sunsets. The sunsets are amazing. With that said, I have a minute on the clock, and I think I've done well. And I'm going to close this little journal entry. Thank you for watching. Cheers.